The moment I saw her wrapped in his arms, something inside me broke beyond repair. I wasn't meant to be there that night. Work had ended earlier than usual, and instead of calling my wife, Claire, I thought I'd surprise her. We hadn't shared much time lately. Her late nights, the growing distance, those quiet dinners filled with forced smiles. I figured showing up with her favorite flowers might reignite something between us. But instead, I walked into that restaurant and saw her not just sitting across from a man, not just smiling in a way I hadn't seen in months, but leaning into his chest, as if she'd found comfort in someone else's arms. My throat tightened. My legs froze. The bouquet slipped from my hand, scattering across the floor. No one noticed. Not even her. That was the moment everything broke. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. My mind screamed to confront her, to demand answers, to tear them apart. But my body refused. I stood hidden by the corner wall, watching the woman I'd vowed my life to melt into another man. He leaned closer, whispered in her ear, and she laughed, that same laugh I once believed belonged only to me. I stumbled out into the cold night air, my chest hollow, my soul numb. When I finally reached home, I didn't confront her. I just sat in the dark, waiting. Hours later, she slipped inside quietly, thinking I was asleep. I pretended. Her perfume lingered in the air. As she slid into bed beside me, I stared at the ceiling, wondering how long it had been happening. Silent torture. For weeks, I lived in that silence. She kissed me good morning, asked about my day, cooked dinner like nothing was wrong, and each time, I replayed that image in my mind, her body against his. I started watching her more closely, the way she smiled at her phone, her sudden late nights, the vague answers when I asked about her day. But the cruelest part? I couldn't confront her. Not yet. Not without proof. So I played the part of the clueless husband. I laughed at her jokes, held her hand in front of family, told her I loved her at night, while inside I was crumbling, collecting evidence piece by piece. One evening I followed her. She said she had a work meeting, but my gut twisted. 10 minutes after she left, I drove after her, keeping my distance. She didn't go downtown to the office. She drove toward the edge of the city, down a quiet street with dim lights. I parked a block away, heart pounding in my ears. Her car sat outside a townhouse. Then I saw him, the same man from the restaurant. He opened the door, smiled wide, and pulled her into his arms. I stood in the shadows, fists clenched, watching the woman I loved walk into another man's home. That night, I finally broke. The next morning, she walked into the kitchen, humming softly as she poured coffee. "Morning," she said. I stared at her, the words burning in my throat. "Who is he?" Her hand froze. She set the mug down slowly. "What? What do you mean?" "Don't play dumb, Claire. I saw you at the restaurant, at his house. Don't lie." Her face drained of color. "You followed me," she whispered. "I had to," I said, my voice shaking, "because I don't recognize the woman beside me anymore." Tears filled her eyes. "It's not what you think." "Then what is it?" I snapped, because it looked like my wife found someone better. She covered her mouth, sobbing. "I didn't sleep with him," she said, "but I wanted to. I wanted to feel alive again." Her words cut like glass. We spent hours tearing each other apart with truth. She admitted she'd been seeing him for months, emotionally, not physically, as if that made it easier to forgive. She said she felt invisible, that I had been too lost in work, and he reminded her she was still wanted. "I never stopped loving you," she cried, "but I lost myself," and he filled the silence. I couldn't even look at her. My wife, the woman I built my life around, telling me I wasn't enough. That night, I packed a bag and left. Days turned to weeks, weeks into months. I rented a small apartment. Cold, empty, but mine. She texted often. Sometimes long messages. Sometimes just "I miss you." I ignored most. Other times, I replied with anger. Words I regretted instantly. Friends found out. Family too. Some urged me to forgive her. Others told me to walk away. But none of them carried the image of her in his arms. I tried to move on, to bury myself in work, in meaningless routines. But at night, her face haunted me. Then one night there was a knock. I opened the door, and there she was, Claire, standing in the rain, soaked, crying. I can't do this anymore, she whispered. I should have shut the door. But I didn't. I let her in. We sat on the couch in silence, the storm raging outside, while another storm brewed between us. Finally, she spoke. I ended it months ago. I've been in therapy trying to fix myself. I don't want to lose you. Her hands trembled as she reached for mine. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I love you. Even when I was with him, it was always you. Her voice broke. Please don't let this be the end. I looked at her, really looked. The woman I once adored. The woman who destroyed me. Now begging for a second chance. Every instinct screamed to push her away, to protect what was left of me. But another part, the one that remembered our late-night drives, our laughter, the way she fell asleep on my shoulder, ached to hold her again. Claire, I said quietly, I don't know if I can ever trust you again. Her tears fell freely. Then let me earn it, day by day, for as long as it takes. I closed my eyes, the weight of that choice crushing me. Was I a fool for even considering it? Or was love always meant to be messy, painful, uncertain, but worth fighting for? That night she stayed, not in my bed, but on the couch. I lay awake, listening to her breathing, torn between rage and longing. I didn't forgive her. Not yet. Maybe not ever completely. But I didn't send her away either. Because sometimes, the heart clings to what the mind knows is dangerous. Sometimes love doesn't end clean. It lingers bruised, bleeding, but alive. And as the storm outside faded, I realized something. My marriage wasn't over. Not yet.